right, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to show you the inner barrel, the hop-up unit, and then just the top of the gearbox. All right. Okay, so I've taken her apart. So this is the inner barrel along with the hop-up unit. So you'll see the barrel, I've kept it stock. Okay, I've had some trouble with BBs expanding, getting jammed in the 602 kind of barrels. I know, you know, keep your stuff dry, keep it out of the rain, don't use cheap kind of BBs, but you know, BB manufacturers aren't perfect. So I like this because this gun is meant for reliability. It's just got to run like an AK basically. I know it's an AR-15, but it's just got to power through whatever conditions I put it into. I have crowned the barrel a little bit more. You get a special tool, looks like an ice cream cone with some cutting edges on it, so I gave that a bit of a twist. That just allows the air to escape more evenly around the BB as it exits the barrel, helps with stabilization. I've noticed a slight difference in that. You'll also notice all the plumbing tape I've got on here. So on this end, the plumbing tape actually just helps seal the chamber a lot better, so that, you know, you're getting all the benefits of that air that's coming out of your gearbox. The spirals that you see here is designed to actually keep it stable inside the actual barrel here, because it is, you know, there's a little bit of tolerance. It'll wiggle around and wobble around a bit, and you don't want that because your gearbox is rattling around, you're all shaking around. So you want to keep everything nice and stable so that the BB goes where you point the barrel. Okay, then I've got here a SHS rotary dial hop-up. Yeah, full metal, it's pretty good. I'm going to swap it out for a max one as soon as I can afford to get one. So far it's been good. It holds its hop-up pretty well, and yeah, it's a good little unit, nothing really wrong with it. And inside I've still got the green G&G hop-up bucking. I've messed around with other ones, but like I say, I just wanted to be reliable. I found this has the most consistent hop and everything like that just for my applications. But if you want to put something else in there in your gun, by all means, this is just my preference. All right. So next up, look at the top of the gearbox. I'm not going to take the whole thing out because that is just an absolute nightmare. So you can see here at the front, it's got a nice little pink tip. Anyway, yeah, so that's an aftermarket air nozzle. I do put one on here that's just 0.5 millimeter longer. I just find it has much better compression as it goes into the hop chamber, you know, because length matters. It does. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I have that one on there. It also has the O-ring in it for better compression from all the air coming out of the cylinder. And then the other thing I do is I also just reamed out the inside of the circle there a bit. The reason is that the edge inside is not finished off very well. So when this nozzle comes forward, pushes your BB into the hop-up chamber, it does it with quite a bit of force, and it actually can chip the BB. I've found some BBs when I've been testing them have got a nice little circle where this thing's actually slammed into it. So just, you know, ream the inside of that out a little bit just so that it's nice and smooth, catches that BB, and it doesn't get deformed, so that when it's flying through the air, those deformations aren't causing it to kind of, you know, do weird twists and things through the air because aerodynamics and physics. All right, I've also got a full seal air cylinder on here. I have corrected what they call the angle of engagement, which means I've got a big tap washer in here to act as a buffer, absorb some of the shock of that piston slamming forward. It also shifts the resting position of my piston back ever so slightly. The reason is the piston has little teeth on the bottom, and those match up with a big gear that sits roughly here in the gearbox, roughly here somewhere. All right, so those teeth, by shifting the piston back a little bit, those teeth align much better, puts less stress on the gearbox, and that's the main reason for it. Now, the reason why I've got the full seal is because I've lost a little bit of volume because I've put that buffer in the front. So this is just to compensate for that loss of volume. There's a lot of mathematics and arguments and whatever on the internet about, you know, what this should be, but personally I haven't found any problems with this. I've got a nice consistent FPS, feet per second with this. I'm also not getting sort of BB sucked back into the chamber and all these things that people, you know, say that you shouldn't do. So this works for me. If you've got better experiences or other things, that's totally fine. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a test fire here quickly. I've put a battery in. Okay, so on semi, okay, and full auto. So you can see with the trigger unit in there, the electronic trigger unit, like the response is pretty good. If you just had normal contacts, it would actually be a bit slower, and it just, yeah, runs like a machine. You can program it to 3-round burst. Most of the time, because this is, you know, an AR-15 kind of style weapon, you don't really go full auto when you play on the fields. Most people will restrict you to semi, so the full auto is kind of redundant. But with a quick trigger response, you don't really need full auto, in my opinion. I stick to just the semi fire. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it on the internals. There's a whole bunch of other things going on in here, but that's just going to be quite tricky to show you without stripping down the gearbox. All right, so I'll put this back together and give you some of my final thoughts. Okay, well guys, that's the end of that. Just like a brief overview of the rifle in case you've ever wondered, you know, what all these gizmos and gadgets are on here. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see videos on anything else or some questions about modifying or any tips or tricks, then drop me a message, I'll let you know. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But otherwise, thanks a lot guys. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.